Here you go. Here is a little bit of serum. It's always good for your skin. You take a little bit out like this, and then you just squirt it. Then you take it in here. Hey, Miss Anna, put a little serum on your skin. So today's conversation is about the betrayal of a two-spirit woman. And I want to speak on this because a lot of girls are being betrayed by their friends and people that feel like they really rock with them, but they don't. Okay. Now, I don't want to do too much because this outfit is tight. And, see. The reason why I want to talk about this subject is because betrayal. And how you doing, Miss Anna? At the same breath, all two-spirit women all come in many different stories. That's true. But everybody comes with a different story. But the betrayal is that they can be stabbed, backstabbed. And when I say this, this is because the betrayal just go along with it. It's not just one gender that go against them. It's all different genders and stuff. And some actually are two-spirit women. And the sad part about it is, it's unfortunately because we should be getting more of a unity and sticking together, having each other's back. But unfortunately, it does not go that way. We know the plan sets out to go a certain way, but it does not mean that's the way you want to go. It's going to go that way. And the thing is, there's girls who feel friendly with, they're sharing with their experience of who they are, and they get backstabbed. They be like, oh, tell me a little bit about yourself. And basically, once you start sharing information, they're basically plotting it against you. They're going to use it against you within your journey of motherhood, or should I say sisterhood. And the sad part about it, which is really exhausting, it makes it a lone place. And the reason why I say it makes it lonely is because you become sheltered. You don't know who to trust, who's supposed to have your back, who don't have your back, and you know. And the thing about it, it becomes lonely. You meet somebody that you feel like it's a candidate, a person of a life, of a lifetime, of someone that's going to be on a journey to help you along the way, and then another girl will come along, or a guy, and will come along to talk him out of being with you and try to shame him for being attracted to you. And it's sad because the girls just get all the way across the board. It's a lonely, lonely prison sentence that you didn't sign up for. But the thing is, the betrayal just go from family members, family that's supposed to have your back, cousins, aunts, mothers. They betray you. They're so betrayed. They feel comfortable enough to share their story with you, and you betrayed them as a kindness of meaning. Me. Well, I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it that way. But reality is, it's going to proceed the way you said it. And the thing is, I know a lot of girls have to transition and stuff, and she's trying to share a story, what she's been through in life. Some girls' story starts with prison. Some girls start with family that's basically have their back. Hey, 100%. Hey, Nova. But it's sad because they don't get a break. There's always, hey, Miss Whitney, how you think? Thank you, Miss Whitney. And it's always somebody trying to take you down. And it's sad because you're almost like you're like a target for betrayal. And you feel comfortable enough to feel like I can share with you. I feel like I have a friend with you. I can find in you. And I feel as though you have my back. But a lot of times it's not the case. A lot of times you need to vent to people. You need to find people that can understand you without you sharing too much information. And reality is, The betrayal is crazy. Hey, Greta. How you doing, Mama? Hey, Nova. Hey, 100%. Hey, Nova. Miss Whitney. And the betrayal is crazy. And it makes you isolated. You know, this is how I see it. When you start sharing your journey as far as who you are, and you become more familiar with your journey, you become more comfortable with your journey, there are going to be people around you that's going to betray you. Oh, she's pretty, but she somebody will say to the girl or a person on the bus or whatever, she's pretty. You mean he's pretty? They be like, he's pretty. And those are people that supposed to have your back, your allies, the one that supposed to have your back and stuff. And they'll say, but you know I love you. Let me tell you, once upon a time there was this girl that used to call the ally. And she had said, well, you know, she's nothing but a man. And the thing is, she forgot who she was talking to. And I was like, why you felt as though that was so important to share that with me? I mean, in reality, it is what it is. But it's called live and let live. But in the same breath, you don't want that energy brought to you. And a lot of times, unfortunately, the betrayal is just mentally isolating. That you don't feel safe enough sharing your story or your journey. You feel like everything is going to get critiqued and then put down and to put in a spot where you are feel uncomfortable or don't feel like you're in a safe place. You need a poem responsibly using. So that'd be nice. Listen, I can take anything I can get. I'll take anything I can get. I could use the sponsorship. But, you know, and it's so sad because it becomes isolating when you just don't feel like you're accepted in the world. And basically, you know, hey, Batman. And it's exhausting because it's just like where the betrayal is going to come next. And it's funny because when you feel comfortable in your skin, you're more happier, then you're attacked. You get attacked and then you get attacked and then people start looking for things. I'm going to try to find things in you that make you look more masculine than feminine and everything. You're going to get broken down. And basically some of those people going to talk about you is going to be your friend. They're going to be people you feel as though you can find into, you're safe with, but then in the next breath, they betray you. So the betrayal is just so big when you're trying to live in your truth. And the backstabbing is just crazy. But reality is, when you're strong, it don't matter. But it makes you more isolated because you don't feel like you're safe anywhere. So I know the betrayal of a lot of girls that get betrayed and stuff, and it hurts more because when a person is interested in you, they personally try to, hey Chloe, how you doing? The black hair listener. Thank you, Miss Anna. Y'all are too funny. And the thing that gets me is, it's hard enough to stand in your truth. It's hard enough to be who you are. And then to get betrayed by somebody who's supposed to have your back. You have so many people that's against you. You really need those people that's going to have your back. And it's almost disheartening. It makes you just want to hide away from the house and from everybody because you don't know where you're going to get it back. I'll say about me. The thing is, the more you share information about yourself, there's a good chance it's going to be used against you. It's also a good chance it's going to be somebody that you love and you care about, and you thought they're going to care about you, but they don't. A lot of times people around you just to see how far you can go down in life and not to see how watch you prosper. And the jealousy is so alarmingly scarce, but the girls have to protect themselves. Don't overshare. My nigga though, Shake Bad King. Hey King, you like lots of weird people I've had blocked. Exactly, 100%. You're very kind. You're very kind about this. It's the truth. And it's sad because the betrayal is crazy. Like, they don't feel safe around anybody. I mean, I'm not going to say it's like a whole blanket statement because everybody ain't out to get you. God wants you to think that. But reality is, it's unsafe because it feels like when you're trying to get a job, There will be somebody try to stop your money. There's when you're trying to get a boyfriend, there's going to be somebody trying to stop your money. And remind you, these are people who know you. We're not talking about outside or people that's going back. People who know you, give confirmation on who you are, and also try to stop your happiness. Unfortunately, it happens a lot more than it needs to happen, but it's real. And then you feel comfortable, you start sharing stories and stuff, and then the betrayal starts. You know, I say to myself a lot because I have trust issues and the backstabbing is real. And the thing about it is, it's like a being in prison, but you're not in prison. But you live a life of the person that's incarcerated. You just can't be free. But you can be free, but the reality is that you have to pick wisely and make sure you are very much stern and firm in your conviction as far as picking your friends. Pick wisely. Because everybody who smiles in your face will say, I love you. Don't. They'll make you feel like, I finally got a good friend. No, you don't. She's there or he's there to share your story. And they're also there to tell the story about you. Sometimes true, sometimes not true at all. But the reality is they're going to make it sound so convincing. They want to talk about different things, and it's so sad because it's very lonely. Then when you finally find somebody that want to be with you, there's always the whispers. Did you know, I want to tell you something in case you don't know. I feel as though it's my obligation to let you know about her. It's my obligation to let you know about her. Now remind you, you don't even know him. But you're all up in his face trying to share some information on you. But it's none of your business. Why can't you? It's so funny how it's so important that the girls can't be happy. They don't want them happy, and I don't understand it, but it's real. And at the same breath, who needs and exactly, and it's exhausting because it's like you don't want to become a person that's what they call a self, because the reality is that you feel safe for being self, that you don't know, nobody don't know enough about you, and also make it very lonely because you want to share your experience, you want to share what you've been through. Look, you want to vent to somebody. I feel like I can vent to you because I'm hurting, something's bothering me, I'm different. But then reality is you get betrayed. A two-spirit woman is the most betrayed woman in the world. Because when she's finally feel comfortable in her skin and she's celebrating her life, there would be somebody trying to abruptly feel as though she has to have darkness sprinkled on her name. And it's sad because she goes through so many different things. There's jobs and stuff. They should try to make sure she never get a job. Apartments, to make sure she never get housing, places to live. They want her right basically out there on the streets, surviving. Losing survival skills as far as, and it's sad because it makes you very much paranoid. But I always say be mindful of the people you pull in your life because it is what it is. Anyway, I just wanted to share it because, I've noticed that a lot of girls are very much isolated and there's such a sadness that's there. A lot of girls are very sad and stuff. There's a sadness there. They feel lonely. They feel betrayed. I can't say this to you because then maybe you're going to betray me on this or you'll be taken the wrong way. Then all of a sudden now I'm in a situation, which is not a situation at all. But reality is that I'm in a spot now. And it's so sad because we try to do so much, the nurturer, try to make sure that the people you call your chosen family, make sure they're okay. And they be the same ones betrayed. There was a girl that years ago, she helped a guy who was gay. And he was homeless. He was homeless on the street. And he had nowhere to go. So she, as a mother, a two-spirit woman, she decided she wanted to help him. So he didn't have to live off the streets, don't have to pick garbage cans or collect cans or stuff, or robbing anybody or make sure his life. And then he decided that she was ill. He said, well, when she's died, she's going to look like that. Now, mind you, she took you off the street, but your whole thing was, when she dies, she's going to look like that. When I die, I'm going to look like, but he's a gay man. I was like, it's amazing how you could say that, and she's trying to help you. but you betraying her right in her face, and you're in her house, and she's trying to help you, and you call her that. Now I understand a lot of girls are not very friendly. Some of them very mean, but they've been through a lot. You don't know their struggles. You don't know how hard it's been. Some girls were put on the street. Some girls were put on the street as early as 10, 11 years old. When a person doesn't agree with who God sent you to be, they feel as though they have the right to judge you. But remind you, they don't want to be judged, but they will say everything in the world about you and judge you, but they don't want to be judged. At the same breath. Exactly. And the thing that gets me is, I think after a certain period of time, it's like, get a backbone. You know, you become very isolated, and the depression sets in. It's like, why y'all just can't leave me alone? Why is it y'all got to keep bothering me? Why do y'all have to keep doing this to me? But the reality is, you're in charge. The reason why they're there is because of you. They wouldn't be there if it wasn't for you. The only reason why they're there is because of you. You can always separate them, get rid of them. It's pretty simple. Block them. But you have to be mindful. Can you stand by your decision? And a lot of times, if you're most girls, you're nurturers, you're empath, you care about people, and you go back off of what you said. So the person who's trying to betray you, who have betrayed you, you can say, well, you know what? I'm gonna let it go this time, but I'm gonna keep my eye on you. Reality, that should be a part of the conversation. When they showed you who they are the first time, you believe them. You may not want to accept it, but the reality is the reality. And I've learned that, it's a lonely life, because as far as me, I live a very lonely life. I stay in my room. I do videos in the bathroom, and I'm gonna go to bed. And the thing is, I'm not perfect. Far from it. That's why I make sure I show y'all when I fall down, because Raven falls down more than most. So I'm not the kind of person that try to say everything is going wonderful. My life isn't life fabulous. Life is wonderful. I'm letting you know when I'm getting the bullets in a gun. If I'm getting beaten in it or punched in it, I'm sitting back, let you know exactly. Hey, child, I let you know exactly what I'm dealing with. I don't hide it from you. I know this is a very hard life. It's a very hard life to stand in your truth. It's a very hard life to say, it's my turn. It's a very hard life because the people you're venting to, it's the same ones that betray you. Now, remind you, it's not a blanket statement. It's not everybody, because everybody ain't out to get you. Some people really genuine with you. Raven, the worst thing is that you can do is waste your time on those who don't like you. Exactly. But the thing about it, as child, you don't be knowing it. The only time you really catch on to it is when they betray you. They betray you because you thought it was a person, you had a friend, somebody you cared about, that you could vent to. But reality is that it comes out but you always find out. That's the wonderful thing about life. You always find out, but it's a hurtful thing that the next day somebody done betrayed you again. It's like, here I go again. So now you're upset. You're like, I'm not being friends with nobody. I want about leave me alone. Now you mad because you betrayed once again. And reality is a learning lesson. The reason why you learned, because it was not your friend. It was not your friend. And that's the sad part about it. I understand in life there are different people and stuff, and there's a lot of people that are strong. Most two-spirit people are strong. They're so strong, they're marked as terrorists because they don't want people to catch on that they are basically in the loop of showing you, you're not going to change me, you're not going to do what you want with me, I'm going to live my life the way I want to do it. And the thing about it, people get upset because you have strength. You have so much strength. I always think, I'm going to saw Mighty Isis, like just like this, and then all of a sudden this power comes out of nowhere, and it helps keep you strong and holds you on. Now, it's a strong life. It's a hard life. I'm not going to lie to you because it's hard. And sometimes you get those hiccups and sometimes you don't. But I do know that most times the girls are mostly betrayed. Sometimes there are girls that look like her. They betrayed her. She didn't have to do that, but she did it. Sometimes it's men who are gay, LGBTQ, or lesbians, or gay women that betray the girls. They betrayed him make this whole facade that you're my girl, you're my people. In reality is that you've been betrayed once again. So now you feel hurt. You feel like I wasn't even, why would you even do this to me? But this is what happens. You betrayed so much. You betrayed so much that you become isolated. And it's a horrible feeling. Because a lot of times you so much like somebody else, but why would you want to tear me down instead of lift me up? Because a lot of times we need lifting up instead of tearing down. But reality is that we have to accept the truth. And like the old saying goes, you can't handle the truth. We can't. We just want a fair treatment, which is like crazy to ask for. We're asking you to be fair to us. And I think it's so sad because it should be that conversation, but sometimes girls get angry, sometimes girls just start cursing, sometimes they just feel disappointed, sometimes the betrayal has hurt them deeply, sometimes it's something that reflects off their childhood, sometimes it reflects off what their parents have done to them, sometimes it reflects off of what their immediate family has done to them. So the betrayal just hurts them so bad. And they have to save face and act like everything's so, I don't care. I don't care. You ain't messing with me. I don't care. But the reality is, you're a good person. You're a nurturer. You care about people. And by you being a nurturer, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt, and it's not fair. I agree. But the reality is that you're a soldier. You built for this. And you may not like it, but you go for it. It's going to hurt you for a few days, maybe a couple of days, hopefully not a week, but if it do, you just have to start scrambling it and cleaning it out. The one thing I learned in life is that when you're hurting over someone, God made so many other people. It's not like it's the last person in the world. There's other people in the world that has no problem with you. There's other people in the world that will help you. Just make sure you're mindful of that you don't stay in one place when somebody has just hurt you or betrayed you. There's other people. There's other languages and stuff like that. There's so many different languages in this world that we don't even understand. So many people that look like you, can't even speak the English but they get you. You may not like the answer, but you always can lead. As long as you got the breath in your body and the two legs to keep moving forward. I didn't know, but now I know. Now I know. Once you know what you got to do. You have to pull strength from somewhere because you have to save yourself. Because your mentality is really, really at stake with a lot of things that's happening within us. We're known as terrorists. It's funny how we became terrorists, the one that was hunted, now we're terrorists. And it's funny because I know this is going to pass. It's all going to pass because everything that's happening now is going to pass. It's going to be something we talk about. Can you believe that they said this about us? Can you believe? Reality is that it's not going to matter within a certain amount of time. The same things we're going through, other people went through it even more, so maybe even worse, but they got through it. But the thing is that you wake up and you realize how people really see you, and you accept what you see. Don't make a lie for it. Don't become their lawyer to destroy you. It's difficult, though, but there are good people in the world. It's good people in this world. The thing about it is, just don't believe everybody's that way, because they're not. Everybody's not out their way. Everybody's not out to hurt you. But the thing is, when somebody has done wrong by you, you just go, okay, gotta move, gotta keep moving, gotta keep moving. And like I always said before, there's another girl behind you. Don't close the door. Pull her through the door. Pull her through the door. Like, come on, girl. Come on. Come on. And the thing is, you never know. That girl could be the one that you pull through to get in front of you that could pull you even further through. You never know the connection that you have just made for keeping another person alive. You don't know. So that's why you should never close the door, because you feel like you got to a certain part of life and you feel like, well, I don't really want her to get through the door. So I'm going to basically say things about her. Well, she's this, she's that, this and this and that. And the reality is that you close the door behind you. But the one that could have opened the door for you, you close it behind yourself so now they can't get in. So So who was come to save you, you shut the door on them. Now reality is that you end up going down in life and somebody's to save you, they was there present to be that person for you to make sure things come your way. You close the door. Now you have to go all the way down. But as a person who's strong, you know not to go all the way down. You know that there is one step and the second step. You take one step in the front and the second step. One step in the front, second step. And then you keep going. On days you don't feel like you want to go anyway. Days you feel like, you know what, I can't do this, go anyway. Days you like, you know what, I'm just going to lay in the bed, get up anyway. Days you're going to feel like everything is just wrong, you evict the light. I evict the light, I evict the light. Everything I want in life, I'm just going to receive it. I evict the light. Only good things find me. The light is very powerful, and the light is going to bring me goodness and greatness. People don't even know me. It's going to try to help me along the way. The one thing you have to be mindful of, the darkness that's going to sink in your skin, in your brain. But you have to realize that you have the power to remove them. You have the power to evict them out your brain. And the reality is that the more poison you drink or take from them, they get the win. But you can always stop it. It is so powerful and so alluring how quick you can stop it and reverse it. Now instead of all that bad stuff coming to you, now you reverse it. All this good stuff is coming to you. I evict the light. Everything good finds me. I evict the light. Everything I want in life is coming my way. I evict the light. People don't even know me is trying to find me. I evict the light. The thing about it is so much power in the tongue. So the reality is that you are in charge of all your greatness that's out there. You're in charge of everything. So the days you feel like, you know what, I'm seeing so much darkness out here. I'm seeing so much bad things. Remember, you're in control of that. You're in control of pressing the button play or pressing no, I'm not watching this. Or if you feel like I want to watch it, but at a later date, happen at a later date. Because everything is not meant for everybody. But remember one thing, there's different people out here that's dark, that wants to put this darkness in your head. If they could convince you that darkness is where you live, you'll start moving through darkness. And as you move through darkness, there's nothing but sadness there. So be mindful that the sadness that becomes in your life is that you ordered it to stay. But remember, you're in charge of it. It's just like cutting the light off. It's just like this. You say, I evict the light, I evict the light. So you're like, all right, darkness come around you. Now you're upset. No, the darkness. I evict the light, I evict the light. Only good things find me. I evict the light. And all of a sudden, all this light comes on. Your spirit is so much better. It's now feel cleansed. And then you move forward. You are in charge of everything. And a lot of times we get so lost because we forget about that. I was talking to a guy today. He was giving me counseling basically on the power of the tongue and how we have to be exercised, that we are in charge of everything that comes our way. Even though I expressed before back then, I didn't really want to hear it because I was like, you know what? You can take that back there. I don't want to hear it. But then, like I said before, one day it hit me. I heard them. So the guy talked to today. He was like, I tried to tell you. I said, yeah, and I heard you. I didn't hear you when you told me. But I heard you when I was in my darkest moments. I was sad. And like I said before, I was laying in bed. I was just mentally drained. I was just like, I'm done. I can't deal with this stuff in this world. And then I heard the voice in my head. It says, I'm going to teach you how to pray. Now, remind you, I know I hear voices and stuff. I know y'all think I'm probably crazy. But I hear voices and stuff. And it said, I'm going to teach you how to pray. So I said, it said, I evict the light, I evict the light. I want you to say, I evict the light. Instead of saying Jesus, 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 all that stuff, I want you to say, I evict the light. And I want you to speak nothing but positive when you say that. Everything you say, you're going to speak it in fruition. You want to speak it all happening as that moment forward. And you'll always have to believe that you're going to get this blessing. You are in charge of your blessing. A lot of times I didn't believe that. I was like, okay, here we go with this. Here we go with this store. I guess I'm in charge of this. I guess I'm in charge of all this bad stuff. I guess I ordered it up. But the thing about it was I was operating through a dark place. So just because I heard you, I didn't hear you. And one day I heard him. And he was like, he was talking to me a little bit more. And I was explaining to him that I thank him for giving me different tools and stuff to use my way of thinking. And I talked to another guy. He was like, it's a lot of different things But he was speaking on another level as far as botanica and stuff. He was telling me stuff as far as he says he moves through the dark place. I said, okay, this is interesting. How do you move through the dark place? So he explained to me that he's also a person that's coming from hurt. He's not coming from a sane mind as far as. And the funny thing, he was the one who taught me the different power of the tongue. But broken, he became broken and then started trying to tell me something a little bit differently. But I can recognize something happened to you. Something happened to you because you're human. You have superhuman strength, but a lot of times we don't. We hurt sometimes. We hurt. We get hurt really bad sometimes, and we try to strive it off. But the thing about it, we can push it off and stuff like that. But it's something in the power of the tongue that once you start saying it, and you start receiving it, and you start believing it, it starts coming. Now, I was a skeptic. I was like, no, I don't believe this stuff. And the thing is, it changed. It changed my life and stuff like that. I know I try to share with you different tools that I've learned and stuff, and I want you to utilize it and basically try to see how it works for you. Because I feel as though there's a lot of greatness that's out there that's just for you, and the more you're able to utilize it, it becomes more powerful, and more strength becomes in your favor. Also, when somebody says something to you to hurt your feelings, somebody betrayed you, the thing is, you have the power. You are in charge of your power, and the reason why they're there is because you allowed them to be there. They wouldn't be there. Anyway, but I've learned a lot of different things and stuff like that, and I'm not perfect. I share with you different things. I let you know Raven falls down more than most, and I try to be very actively as far as making sure you're okay. I try to be actively to make sure you have the tools to get yourself together. I feel like the best example is you learning for yourself. You can't really learn by somebody telling you. You have to exercise it. The stronger you become in your faith, the more you begin to believe and you get to see your reaction. I just want you to do it because you could be a testimony for something as far as yourself and also a testimony for somebody else. These are tools that's created to help everybody, not just people like me, but everybody. And life is a journey. And the thing about it, you could create great. You ever notice how some people just get good things keep happening, get blessings and stuff keep happening? So why don't I get these blessings? Because you're still operating from a dark place, but you are in charge of your blessing. All I try to do is tell you different things as far as that you got. All you got to do is utilize it. I want you to find it for yourself. I want you to find it for yourself to show that I'm not lying. I want you to see for yourself. Because if it worked for me, because I didn't believe nothing, to be honest with you, I'm saying, I'd be like, oh, here we go. I zone out. Oh, here we go. Here comes somebody trying to tell me something else. And I've learned it also helps you to see people. You see people for who they are. You can see, like you can really see people. You can read people better. You can see straight through them. You can see the person that's a liar. You can see the person that's sneaky. You can see the person you can see them. You start seeing them totally different. Then when they show up, you just go, okay. It's power. It's powerful. By being a spiritual being, as we all are, we're spirits inside of these bodies. Once we leave these bodies, we return back to spiritual form. We're in the flesh as a human form. We're here now. But reality is we're inside of these bodies. We don't look like this. We only deal with how we've been brought. Whether you're black, white, Haitian. Hey, 7. You black, white, Haitian, Jamaican. You don't know. You just deal with the cards you were dealt with, whether you're, any race and stuff. You just look at yourself and say, okay. Some people feel as though they're a black person but feel like they're white inside, and that's fine. Because the reality is that you really don't know who the person really is because you can't uncover the veil. And a lot of times, there's some people that's black, that's white, that sound like a black person. You can hear the spirit inside of them. It's like, because your ears don't fail, you say, wow, you white, but you sound like a black person. Or you can start to white on a black person. Say, wow, you sound like a white person. Spiritual beings are very true. Now, in the world we live in, society, they don't want you to believe everything has to be a certain way, and it's not that way. But reality is that there are people in this world that was just born totally different and born in different bodies, born different nationalities, born in different cultures and stuff like that. Reality is that let them teach you who they are without the judgment, without you marking a piece of paper down saying, well, this is not right because this is how we work. And the thing is, you're in charge. That's what I just try to make sure you're mindful of that. Now, some people I try to take it to a dark place. I'm not going in. I'm not doing that. Then some people may try to take it to a dark place. You know right from wrong. So if you want to do something wrong as far as a child, something that's totally different. Now you're on your own because you're doing something totally wrong, in my opinion. So true. Two ways to be victorious. Absolutely. It's so true. They live in the flesh when they die. Exactly. That's 7 ways. And that's the thing. We're not of the flesh. We're inside of us. Well, when you leave these bodies, and it's funny because people get documentaries like, I saw the person leave out their body. You get receipts stuff. You see babies come out. This baby know how to do the computers. This baby know how to call up people. It's like you haven't even been here that long. How do you know how to do this? The spirit don't lie. The proof is there in front of you, but you want the lie. There's so many kids out here that know how to. You turn the music on for a baby, he starts dancing. You say, how do you know how to dance? You just got here. And he's got here this time, but he's been here before. You ever hear this saying, people saying, oh, this baby been here before? They know things. Like, it's the truth is always there, but a lot of times as humans, or should I say society, it doesn't make sense to them, so no. Same thing I was inside the nut house, they said to me, they was like, I said, I hear voices. They thought it's something bad. I said, so when I say I hear voices, you think it's something bad. But I understand as a protector of our brains, we like to believe the bad part before we think of the good. We think of the bad part, that's something bad, to get prepared for something, which is not coming. Now I'm not going to say it's not always 100%, because I never really know everybody's a case-by-case basis. But for me, when I speak to spirits and stuff, it's definitely on a positive note. It's about helping, it's about nurturing, it's about looking out, trying to make sure lend an ear as far as the voices and the ancestors is passed on through the lines and stuff. And maybe that's why I take things more personal, because there's so many things that's happening in this world. I feel as though it's not right, but I don't understand it. So a lot of times when I used to do these stories, stuff, these girls getting murdered, I used to be like this: how am I gonna do these stories, these girls getting murdered, and deal with it in my health, because it was bothering me really bad. And I used to come up with this answer. I said, well, why did this person have to die? Why did this person? But I was always told I needed them somewhere else. I needed them somewhere else. So that's why they were brought out so quickly. They needed to be somewhere else at a certain time. They had to be there. So a lot of times when the person was unalive and stuff, they was going to be reborn in another body. They was going to come back. Because in the form that you come back, a lot of times I feel as though people pass on, they come back, and they're like, they feel like I'm lost, because how did I get here? How did I get to this age? Who are you? Why am I doing? Why is this thing happening to me? Because you never really know the plan that the man above has for you. But one thing I do know, that you was created intentionally. No matter what the world says, you was created intentionally, and the power you have, a strength you have, that you can understand it was put in you because you are that person that's strong enough to do it. And I just know the power of thinking, the power of manifesting, the power of greatness lies in you. You also have to make sure you're monitoring the fact that the people that's going to be saying something totally different, that's going to try to monitor your happiness and stuff. How are you, Trap House? Hey, Evelina. Yeah, you're in charge of it. And the thing is, like I said before, you're in charge of everything that's happening in life. And don't take it personal. Some things that's not meant for you. Some things, the reason why you didn't get that certain thing, because it was something that was beyond that thing that you didn't know about. Prime example, story time. So, the World Trade Center, 9/11. I've been to the World Trade Center for an interview for a job. I've been there 3 times. 3 times I've been into the World Trade Center. Let me tell you something about the World Trade Center. Was like, you go all the way up to the top floor, and then you will walk all the way down to the end of the hallway. You walk all the way down to the end of the hallway, then you catch the elevator, and then you go all the way up to like 100 and something floor. So I'm all the way on 100 and something floor. I'm way up in the sky. I'm at an agency and stuff, and I got inside this. I was in the agency and stuff, and I was like, y'all keep calling me back, but why am I not getting hired? So I'm inside the agency. I'm filling out paperwork and stuff like that, and then I noticed the building kept shifting. I was like, wait a minute, why is this building moving? They was like, no, the building shift. They said the building made the shift. Now, I may be crazy, and you may be trying to tell me anything and I'm supposed to believe it. But I know if a tooth is loose and you could take it and hit it and it comes out your mouth, how the hell is this going to be so strong and not fall? I'll say it again. If you have a tooth that's loose and you hit it and it comes out your mouth, not even hardly much blood or didn't have, how is it that this building going to shift? So we mean shift like this. And another thing for me, that don't feel safe. That feels like a ride. And when I saw it's called the Twin Towers. The Twin Towers. When the Twin Towers was, it was the Twin Towers that were. It was the Twin Towers there. How long did you take? It's called the Twin Towers. No, this is the thing. It was so. The thing about it is, it's really long, and you have to walk all the way down to the end of the hallway to catch the elevator to go up. Because most of the elevators are made like this, and then you walk down to the next, then you go up. So it was the World Trade Center. World Trade. Let me stay focused. So I walked all the way down. I got an elevator, so I went to the top. I'm sitting inside the office doing the temp agency, and basically I'm feeling the room. The room is shifting, and I'm like, so I asked again. I said, why is this shaking? And it kind of reminds me of when the building was getting attacked. I guess they felt like it was shifting because you didn't take your own advice. Because basically, I feel like a lot of them would have got out, but it was already brainwashed the fact that it was shifting. In fact, it was just gonna stay up. So I'm gonna stay focused. So it's shifting and stuff, and I'm up there like, this ain't safe. They convinced me. It was like, it is safe. It's safe. I said, no, this ain't safe. I don't believe this building is safe. And I went there and stuff, and I said, okay, well, I'm thinking about it. I said, no. So they called me back again. I was like, okay. So I got the elevator again, going way down, going way up. I was going to be making, I think, about 40, 50,000 a year. And I got up there again, and I was like, this building is shifting. They said, no, the buildings are made differently in the time that the buildings shift. I said, no. I mean, I believe a lot of things. I didn't believe that. And they was inside of there and stuff, and the man I saw that was like the one that was going to hire me and stuff. And then I was like, it was a reason. I was brought back there for confirmation, to let me know that I'm being lied to. Because, in my personal opinion, if they wasn't being lied to, they would have got down that elevator or them staircases, and they would have got the hell out of there. Now, some people did get out of there, but most of them tried to jump out. I don't know where the people get this whole notion that if you jump out the window or jump out, you're going to break your fall as long as you relax. So they believed this in theory, and they splattered. They was dying left and right. They was told something that was not actively correct. Well, he should have been told to get out of there, take the staircase, stuff like that, because it was really, really, it's really hot. When I looked down, everybody was dots and stuff. There were dots down there. So I was like, this is crazy. So I sat back and I thought about it. So if they believed the information that they were told, like I was told, that the building shifted. So when they felt the building get attacked and stuff like that, when the planes was going into the twin towers, they was like, oh well, it wasn't a big deal. They already had their whole mindset as far as how the building moves. In reality, they was lied to. A lot of people would have made it if they wasn't lied to, and they believed it. Even I went back, I believed them. I said, well, I didn't feel comfortable with what they were telling me, but I was like, I need a job. In reality, it was that I would have been in that twin towers that would have went down too. Because reality is that I believe the lie. I believe if they were told, in my personal opinion, if they were told that the building should get the hell out. If the building shifts, start heading out. If the building shifts, start heading out. Then they wasn't told that. They was told it was okay. And we believed. I was the person that believed too. But I didn't believe what they was telling me. But I just said, okay, I could be wrong. And the thing is, there were a lot of people that was killed then. I'm not saying that it would have been a lot of people, but I definitely believe that it would have been less of a lot of people if they had much education as far as what to do if this happens. And I feel as though with that type of building and stuff, when you start going up to the 100 and something floor, that is crazy. The thing is that I was spared. This other girl, she actually went downstairs and she was smoking a cigarette. And the reason why she looked up and the building was coming down on her. When I went to, it was 9/11, I went to, because I had to work, I was working in New York City. When I went to the area of the Twin Towers, I could feel every spirit in the world. It was such a strong spirit. It was, I don't know how to describe this, as far as seeing spirits and stuff in the ground, on the gravel and all the stills and stuff. It was like it was such a feeling that was, I don't know how to describe, like a fog. You could feel the bodies and you could feel everything, and it was such a sadness that there was a lot of people that didn't want to die, a lot of people that shouldn't have died, a lot of people that was not aware what was going to happen that morning. And God fixed it so I had to be down there at that moment. That's when I met Jose. Anyway, but and it's so sad because these people have families and lives and stuff, and just imagine you calling up your family saying goodbye. They took the planes and they crashed the planes. They said, well, there was dynamite, they blew it. The thing about it was, they said dynamite was blown up, but it was way more than just that. The reason why the terrorists felt as though it was okay to do this because the building was already swaying, and by it swaying, if you hit it hard enough, it's gonna go down. Anyway. But God bless the dead. How did you get in? No, I never got the job. They didn't give me the job. The thing is, they didn't give me the job. They didn't give me the job. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I was down there and I never got the job and stuff. And I went back twice and I didn't get the job. They didn't hire me. And the thing about it was, everything was so positive. Everything was so good and stuff. But the thing is, I would have been there. I would have been in the Twin Towers. I would have been in there because the only reason why I was there, they didn't hire me. And I talked to the bosses and everything, and I didn't get hired. Because I should have been in the Twin Towers too. But never hired me, so I wasn't supposed to be there. And the people that I did know that was trying to get me and stuff, and I don't think they made it out enough in time. I also didn't believe, because this is the thing, we were taught that the building shifts. And if the building shifts, you just know it's shifting. And that wasn't the case. I'm not commenting, but I'm still listening to them. Yeah, they say the building should. The thing about it is, a lot of times we're told different things that were not true. I'm giving you first-hand experience as far as me being there. I was there in the Twin Towers. I was there when everything happened. I was there when I saw the whole. It was crazy. I saw the still on the Twin Towers. I could see the spirits and stuff around. It was crazy. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, but as a spiritual person, you could feel the spirits, and it's so weird because it was the I could feel the spirit, but I could feel the sadness. It was such a sadness, like you could like the tears and stuff. You could feel everything. That's how spiritual it was. When I tell you, you could feel as a spiritual person. I believe everybody would have felt everything because your spirit couldn't deny it. And the thing is, I was down there. I went down there. I think I was down there 9/11. I was down there 9/10, 9/11. It ever came down because this is another thing. I don't think they showed it on the news, but 9/13, you could go down into the site. Like you didn't have to go through a lot of different things as far as because you already did. I came in through the PAP train, so at that time, Darren did it. So they started cleaning up everything, and if you worked it in New York and stuff, it basically let you come on through. But also everything was restricted. Also there was cops everywhere, military and everything was there. It was crazy. It's a very dark time. The roads was dark. It was dark. It was it was very different. And the sad part about it, it was unnecessary. But I didn't understand. There's a lot of things about this war I just don't understand. But it's just crazy. And because when it happened, I called my boyfriend up and I said, I'm looking at the World Trade Center. I said, and it's on fire. So he was like, it's on fire. I said, yeah, get out of there. I said, get out of that building. I said, get out of there. So he said, okay, thank God he's such a goddamn coward. He was like, oh, okay. So he got the phone. And it's funny because he never answered his phone. He never answers his phone, but he answered his phone for the first time. I bought him a phone, an iPhone. And then for the first time he answered the phone. And I was like, oh, but that's a whole nother story. But he made it out and stuff. He got out of there. And he's alive today. But that's another story. I'm not trying to drag it on. But it's just let you know that we're spiritual forms and we also have to be mindful of what we are being introduced to as far as being safe. Because if you think about it, they showed that they told people who trying to get out of there, there's like, you can go back up. You can go back up. It's okay. Some people was trying to get out. They was on the stairway. They told them they could go back up. It was taken care of. So they believed in them that they could go back up. But the reality was everything was dark. When I saw on TV they were showing the different things they went through and stuff, I was like, this is crazy. I said, this information is crazy as hell. There was body parts on the other side of the street. There were body parts. The thing is, they were jumping out the window and stuff. My boyfriend at the time, he was like, he turned around, he said, everywhere I turn, there are people jumping out the building. Now remind you, for some reason, people have been told that they could survive a fall if they break their fall. They mean relax your body. They believed it. And they jumped out the window. 200 fights down to the bottom. So what did you think? You're going to get up and walk? The information you was told was wrong. And it's sad because a lot of people lost their life. They lost their life and, it shouldn't have been that way. But I would have been there if I wasn't rejected from the job. I would have been in it, but they didn't hire me. I believe, though, everything happens for a reason. I really don't understand the reason. But the reality is that I was saved. And it hit me personally because I couldn't believe I used to be down there and stuff. I'll be there every Friday. I would be down there at the World Trade. I picked my boyfriend up at the time. And then we would go head on. But it was crazy. Hey, Aunt Esther, what's up, Mama? Your man worked in the building. Yes. Nobody knows what happened. Yeah. Well, I was down there, so I don't know exactly what happened, no reason, but um, I believe a lot of stuff that was reported was not accurate. I believe they made a good movie, but it wasn't accurate. And also, they closed off the world. They closed off the Holland Tunnel, the Lincoln Tunnel. They closed off everything, so it was sad. But it was a hit by planes, and the building fell immediately. How did they have enough to jump? The thing about it is, but see, Evelina, this is the thing. There's some people in the world that believe everything, and remind you, a lot of things get bought by people who believe. They believe everything, and the sad part about it was, if you was there, you would know something ain't right. When the planes knew that the building shook, I'll give you a prime example. Like I said before, if you have a tooth that's loose and you can hit it and it come out, it's not gonna take much. It's already shifting. If something is already doing this, how hard is it to hit it and make it fall down? It's already loose. First time, if it's strong, it goes boom, boom, boom. That means you have to hit it and then it's like loosen it up, loosen it up, loosen up. But if it's already doing this, it's not gonna take nothing but a hit, like a really hard hit, and then it'll go down because it's already set up for going down. But that's what I believe, and that's what I felt, and that's what happened, and it's horrible. But it is way. I did the plane touch it at all? Did the plane? Yes, the plane went through it. The plane went through. The thing about it was they engineered everything perfectly. And the thing is that if I was told that if I was told that the building shifts, I wasn't the only person being told that because I was told that by somebody else. And I personally believe that if they would have just stopped telling people that the building shifts and to get the hell out, if they would have told them to get out of there, it would have been a lot more people say because think about it, it's just a certain period of time. Now I don't know exactly of the time it hit. I also wouldn't know exactly how you can get that many people out because it's a lot of people. But the thing about it is that it would have been more people that would have been saved if they didn't spread that as far as everything building shifts. In my opinion, I feel as though people would have believed, okay, building hit, okay, I gotta go, I gotta move, so I'm getting the hell out of here. Because you already been told that it's happening. So you don't sit around and wait. You start going downstairs. You start getting up. And the thing is, but you're told that it's safe. You were told that it was safe. By being safe, you feel okay. You didn't question it. Then there's another person that safe, and it wasn't safe. It wasn't safe, and I believe it wasn't. And the thing about it was, when the plane hit, it was already loose. So if something hit it, it's gonna go down. Also, explosions. They said explosions was in the hallway. I don't know. All I know is there's probably been movies stuff like that about it. But I do know it's really high. It's really high. It was way up in the air, and everybody looked like dots. They didn't look like humans. They looked like dots. That's all I saw when I looked out the window. But I was told that it was okay. I was told it's okay. But did the plane touch it at all? Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Evelina. If a tooth is loose and somebody hit it, it comes out. Think about it. If you have a tooth that's loose like this and somebody hit it, it's already loose. You don't need to get the impact as far as making it loose because it's already loose. Did you and him sleep? Well, he didn't come home. He didn't come home. He felt, I'm not going to go too deep into that, but him and I was on a very bad break. I don't want to speak too much on him because I don't want to see him again in life, and I'm good. But the thing is, we had turmoil and stuff, and even though we had turmoil and stuff like that, but he was just, when I contacted him and I told him to get out the plane, out the plane. When I told him to get out of the Trade Center, the World Trade, he went over to be with his family. And the guy I met, Jose, he got over there to me in Jersey. Because he was like, I want to make sure you're okay and stuff like that. Then Jose came over. And the thing about it with my friend that I was going with, which I was basically leaving, we had a lot of problems. We had so many problems. I don't want to make this about him, but the thing about it, we had a lot of problems. We had a whole lot of problems. It's so deep and so specific. I don't want to share that with nobody, but we definitely had a lot of problems. And he did. That's when I learned that I accepted anybody who accepted me, even though I know they wasn't for me, but I stayed. I should have been going, but I stayed. Like the song Mary J. Blige, I should have left your ass a long time ago, but I stayed. Like I said before, when you've been abused your whole life, it's not that bad. Once you become abused and you make it not that bad, it comes familiar. So instead of you leaving, you stay, because it's not that bad. Reality was that bad. And then Jose, I won't call his name, but he came over from New York to come to get me and make sure I was okay. He stayed with me. He was like, I'll make sure you're okay and stuff like that. And I'm in the house, I'm falling apart because my ex, well, at the time was my boyfriend, but he didn't call me, he didn't answer the phone, so it was knocked off because it was on the Twin Towers and stuff, and I was trying to wait for him. He got out the building. I didn't know if he got out the building. I'm going crazy. I'm crying. People call me up asking me, did he get out the building? So we going crazy up in there. He got out the building. He just didn't call me. But our relationship was so tainted. I was still concerned because I didn't want him to die. And he got out. He didn't call me either. He just stayed where it was at. His thing was that he wanted to die with his family. He didn't want to die with me. I was like, okay. But was I surprised? No. But Jose came over to my house. Jose wanted to be with me. He didn't care. Jose was like, and he was there with me. And my friend was with his family. I didn't care though, because we was at a very bad place, and I was just done with him. When you stop complaining about a man, is when you're done. I didn't complain no more. I didn't care. I didn't care because when you love somebody so much, you keep watching how they do you, you become less, you don't care anymore. You take anything you can get until for the final moment comes when you can leave. And that's what we did. We ended up leaving each other alone, which is a great thing. Anyway, I'm just trying to give you an idea why, as a spiritual blessing, that you have to be mindful. And the thing about it was with me is that I allowed somebody to tell me something that I thought was false. And I believed them. I don't do that now because at that time, I believed in love. I thought love was wonderful, and now forget it. But you live and you learn and stuff. And I wasn't in the Twin Towers and stuff, but my heart goes out to them and stuff, especially people that was in the bottom, the schools and stuff, the little children. It was just dark. I swear it was dark. And the thing is, they got the whole. If you notice, they're not really celebrating it like it always happened before. It was a beautiful thing when people could celebrate it, but it's a horrible. To me, I think it'd be a horrible reminder that someone died or was murdered, basically, and you had children. It's horrible to me. I felt really bad for them. And it's just, but it's weird. Okay. I don't know how we're going next to it. I'm glad someone. Thank you, Miss Whitney. He cared about me. Even though we didn't make it and stuff like that and stuff, but he cared about me and stuff. And At the time, my boyfriend didn't care nothing about me. I mean, I'm not gonna go into him, but he did the most. He did the most. I mean, I stayed, but he did the most. He did the most. I don't even want to speak him into existence. I, when I tell you, if you be with a man that hurt you so badly that you don't even complain about it, that means you're done. When you start complaining that you already left you left the relationship a long time ago before you actually left physically, you've been done. I've been done. I mean, I was done. I would never, you know how you get in a relationship with somebody and you just be hoping that you get to that part where y'all just fighting back and forth. I hate that part. Y'all fighting back and forth. Y'all just going in and stuff. Everything is so dark and stuff. It's like you just wanted to stop. It's like when I get out of this relationship, I don't want to be with nobody else. Like this is horrible. And I always know that for relationships with me, is that I love too hard. When I care about you, I care about you. And unfortunately, that's not how the story goes when it comes to me. And the thing about it was that I knew he didn't care. I mean, but remind you, I do a lot of things for him. I did on. He's the first guy I bought a pair of shoes for $500. I never knew shoes come up to $500, but I spent $500 on a pair of shoes. I gave this man the world, and this man was shit on me. I don't want to talk about it. No, never again. No. Hey Maya, how are you? Lewis, Maya Lewis, how you doing? That's how I am too. Heart shuts down. Exactly, Miss Whitney. And the thing is, I stayed. It wasn't nothing there anymore, but I stayed. And Jose came into the picture. He was homeless. That's another story. Mother's lived. Mother's lived. And he saw me and stuff, and he was like, "Babe, I want to apologize to you how I did you." I said, "It's okay." Excuse me. It wouldn't be a video as abominable. So he hit me up. He was like, "Raven, I want to apologize to you. You really tried to help me." I said, "It's okay." He said, "I've never had nobody do the things you did." So it's okay. I mean, I get shit on a lot, but the reason why I like the Jose is because he was funny. Like a man could make me laugh. He was funny. He was like the funniest person I've ever met in life. He was like a Marlon Wayans. He just made you laugh all the time. He was just funny. But it was dude, he cheated on me 5 times. I caught him every time. He was like, "Damn, how's it out?" He said, "Every time I've been with a girl, I have never got caught." He said, "I get caught by you every time." I say, I really love to know, but I helped to get a job. I took him out to jobs and stuff, filled out the application and stuff. Then I got him a job at a lawyer's office, and he shit on me. He was homeless, living on the trains and shit, and I took him off the trains and stuff, and got him on his feet, and played him up. He went out girl shopping, found him another woman, and he just kept cheating. Again, there was another girl, then there was another one, then there was another one, then there was another. Oh God! I said I got to leave you alone. I said you're gonna bring me back something. He just couldn't stop it. And but to this day now, I still love that man. He is so funny to me. I love a man that can make me laugh. He was very funny, and he was short. He was only 5'10" or 5'9" to me. So he was funny though, but I don't miss him because I know he gonna cheat. He just can't stop cheating. It was funny, and but hey, you live and learn and stuff like that. I don't hold it against him. We move forward. People are not perfect, and I don't hold people for being perfect. I let them be themselves as they let me be myself, and I take it for the grain of salt that it is. But my ex, the one I was with, I don't listen. I don't even want to speak into existence. I want to just forget about him altogether. That was a nightmare. But anyway, but I was speaking on basically you're in charge of positive things happening in your life. So I got up this morning, took me a bath. I take baths, I don't take showers. I take baths and showers. I like to take a bath. I like to get in the tub and turn the water all the way until it's running hot. Then I fill my thing. So I'm sweat out and stuff, and that's how I got all this black shit off my face when I was, down my hair. But, I'll remind you, hey, Amaya Lewis, you're especially you're right, Evelina. You're right. I mean, the thing about it is, I don't get upset because I understand people go through things. People are not perfect. I had to accept that. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. And so I can't expect somebody to be perfect for me. But I give chances way longer than I should. But I believe that if a person messes up, but at the time back then, that wasn't my energy. My energy was very different. I had to learn that you don't raise men. Because when you would cheat on me, I would beat you. I was like, I had you. I got you off the street. You were sleeping in the train. You had no clothes. I took you off the street. Your skin is clear. His lips was pink. It wasn't purple no more. I cleaned his ass up. And I was like, you want to cheat on me? And then use my clothes I bought you to go. But we cool to this day now and stuff like that. But I love you. I still love him, but I don't want to be with him because I know it comes to him. He's funny though. He was very dick friendly. His dick was going to people. But anyway. But remember, things in life we go through. We're not perfect people. We have to stop making people being perfect because we have flaws. And as a person who have many flaws, and I'll let y'all know when I'm going down or when I'm trying to go up or when I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. I'll let y'all know because I'm not perfect and I don't live a perfect life. And when people first see me and stuff like that, I think I'm, I've heard a lot of very bad things about me that don't know me, but reality is that, you're entitled to your opinion. But anyway, I like the saying of two spirit women because the bottom of it is that you can't separate the two. You can't separate two spirits because there are one masculine traits and there's another feminine trait. Spiritual means that we're a spirit inside of a body that's not actively as far as our life. We're spirits in these bodies, these vessels that we just navigate through the best way we can, whether it's big or small or black or white or purple or green or whatever it is. We have to manifest the fact that we're going to bring greatness. We also have to manifest the fact that we are in charge of our growth. And the thing about it with me is that it took a long time for me to hear the message because I was too busy looking for the mistake. And reality is that I learned differently. I share with you to make sure you have the right tools and stuff like that to try to survive. Because we're not perfect. We all come from different paths. Some have a lot of trauma. Some have no trauma. Some have a great life. Some have not a great life. It's just different traumas. And meet people where they're at and stop judging them and stuff. Because you never know where you're at in life that you may have the message that can save them and think things differently as far as, you're a spiritual. You have to go through that. The good thing is that you don't beef. There are so much transfer beef from YouTube. Yeah, I don't beef because you know what? I learned that there's people in this world. Everybody goes through different things. It's not easy. We're not perfect people, but for some reason we forget that part. We become very much, I'm perfect, everything about me is great and wonderful, but you're not perfect. You can learn from anybody. I know I'm not perfect. Y'all watch me fall down more than most, and I get my butt kicked a lot, and I don't give up. I do get beat. I get beat up pretty bad. You know what I was thinking? You must see the videos. I was to show you how to do your whole weave and put the 20, I think the 613 weave. I put the whole weave together and stuff. I would come on at the time. I would put the whole 27 piece up, 27 piece, 613, 27 piece. I used to do the whole weave and everything. When I used to do the weave in here, I was thinking about that. I said, you know, so many videos I've done, even though I'm doing now because my monetary value is not, you know, I'm in a struggle. But reality is that through all things, there's greatness coming. But at least be mindful of what you absorb in this world. You know, we're not perfect people. And I'm speaking of a person that's far from perfect. And I'm very grateful for people that's in my life. I'm very grateful for the people that's on this channel, basically trying to find a way to figure it all out and stuff like that, the best way they can. Take whatever they can take and whatever they can't take, just throw it away. And that's fine. Anyway, okay. I've been on here for an hour. I've been on here for an hour and 18 minutes. So, let's go. Evelina, Miss Whitney, Miss Maya, Miss Nova, Miss Esther, Miss S. Child, seven ways, Evelina, Trophy for the Child. Y'all can read these names. Oh, let me get my glasses because, you know, blindness are bad. 7 ways, Miss Anna, Miss Greta, Miss 100%, Miss S. Child, Miss Anna, Miss S. Child, Miss Anna, 100%, my nigga, my nigga, Shake the King, Mr. King, 100%, Chloe, Miss Anna, Batman, 100%, Miss Greta, Nova, Miss Whitney, Miss Nova, Miss Anna. Okay. So I got everybody. And I want to tell y'all once again, protect your spirit. You don't have to watch everything because some stuff's going to take you down. You're in a dark place and stuff like that. And make sure you are in charge of your health and your wealth, and you are in charge. We invoke the light. We invoke the light. Everything good finds us. We invoke the light. Money finds us. We invoke the light. Money is going to come long ways. We invoke the light. People trying to help us. We don't even know. We invoke the light. We invoke the light. So as a little prayer says, we invoke the light. Great things are coming our way. Have a good day and bless your heart.